there. Whoop.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Iris Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Yeti. Ski Free is my old name. We don't want to talk about it. Let's just start it back over, guys. Start it back over. Let's go.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.
Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Yeti, and welcome to the Iris Podcast. Joining me, as always, you have NPC, you have Thuggington, you have Bard, and joining us for his first cast is one of the voices of Tranquility. That is Captain Jack. Captain Jack, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Captain Jack. Usually I'm here for the excitement, but today I'm just here for the tea, baby.
And boy, I'm going to say this.
I like it.
I totally kid. This is rogue energy.
I gotta say this. Nobody calls a fat shatter like Captain Jack, but I do have to say at the same time, nobody tells it like it is, because there's a lot of tea, there's a lot of drama. We saw a ton of upsets this past week, everybody. Yes. A ton of upsets in the Tranquility community. There is so much drama, so much excitement. Week 3, we called it moving week. There's a very few teams sitting at the top right now. And honestly, week 4, there's one thing we say on this podcast. It's crunch time. All right, we will dive right in then. Guys, we rehearsed this. We went over this. Do I need to restart the whole thing again?
Run it again.
Start it over.
I don't think we can start it over. Jeez. We've got a lot to talk about.
There we go.
Right,
we can keep it. We can use this cut.
Do you guys see what I'm working with here? Do you guys see what I'm working with? All right.
I'm sorry, it's my first time.
All right. Let's just get right into our first segment, which is Amp It Up, where we break down all the things that are Tranquility. We will dive right in first and foremost with our usual question, which is, what did you notice this past week in the Tranquility community? And we're going to start it off with the man making his debut himself. That is Captain Jack. Captain Jack, take it away.
All right. Well, I would definitely say the one thing that I've noticed in the past week is the Discord tier is the battleground tier right now. Only 2 teams out of the whole 24 within the Discord tier are currently sitting in the top spots undefeated, with very few at the bottom rankings. Everyone is really just kind of hodgepodged in the middle. So I think the balance of these teams going into the future with the changing meta, I think that's going to really be shifting around where people are sitting.
Definitely no argument on that one. Thug, what about you? What do you think?
That's a lot of cheese and grooves.
It's really crunch time in Thug's house right
It
now.
really is. What I noticed, what the hell? That's what I noticed. Like, the upsets all over the place. Get Off My Land won a game.
Yeah, I know, right?
We did not see that coming. I mean, we're even on a team. There was a ton of upsets across all tiers. It was really exciting. When we're talking, we have this chat, and we're talking game day. It's like, we got a lot to talk about next Monday because shit was wild.
It really was a wild week this past week. NPC, what was your take from the wild week that was?
Thug took mine. The upsets, just all up and down, every single tier. I say it every week, any given Wednesday. Teams that are expecting to do well. Sometimes it's complacency. Some teams are like, we're good, we got this in the bag, we don't need to practice. And then they go in and they get rolled by a team they shouldn't have gotten rolled. Or some teams have been struggling the first 2 weeks. They have been coaching hard, they've been practicing, and they come back and they earn that win. So it can happen to any team. And honestly, I mean, we're seeing a lot of roster shakeups. We're seeing a lot of teams that are, considering dropping out and that kind of thing. But really, this is winnable. There are teams that can lose every single game in stage 1. And then if they, keep at it, keep working, stage 2, you come back, you do a good sweep, you make the playoffs, and, you maybe make it to the semis, the quarters.
There's a lot of good teams who are sitting in that 1 and 2 range right now. Yep. Like, wins can't be taken for granted, and people are working their tails off to get them right now, and it's pretty wild right now in the community. There's a lot of teams that we expected to do really well, not really shining right now. So it's very, very interesting as things are going along here. Bard, you want to wrap us up here?
Yeah. So something I noticed, and say it with me, kids. Bard was right. Prodigious upset Exodus, and they are the kings of Discord tier right now. And that just felt really good. I had faith in my boys. They did really well. I don't expect it to continue, but I hope that they ride that high while they're on it.
Does one win a king make? That is the big question. They still have
Exodus.
It's true, but they still have a match coming up against Battalion. Battalion, we all know, is a very, very strong team. We have that to look forward to in week 5. Should be an exciting week upcoming there. But that being said, guys, let's take it over to back to Captain Jack. What did you take from this, or what is your big thing you're looking forward to in week 4?
I think the big thing I'm looking forward to is Transcendence tier feature match. Say it with me. Pogfish versus Clovers.
Yeah.
Because with the drastically changing meta that we've all been talking about for the last couple of weeks, I'm really wondering, does Clovers have what it takes to end Pogfish's streak?
Pogfish very quietly is having...
The answer is no.
An incredible... Pogfish right now is having an incredible season. Thug, what are you looking forward to?
Harmony tier, Pantheon versus Holy Jalapenos. Holy Jalapenos stumbled a little bit last week. I don't know why. It's probably because I didn't talk about them. And Pantheon's looking very, very strong. I know. But they're great. I love them. Holy Jalapenos, Pog you. But I'm looking forward to that match. It's a couple of juggernauts battling it out. Probably one of the top 3 teams between the two of them. It's with modify those two Royals, Flash X, but it's gonna be a slugfest. I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of
you said a team I didn't recognize there. Who was that first one?
I don't know what I said. I don't remember what I said yesterday.
Yes, we know. Modify is good. Are you happy, Bard? All right, we're moving on now. NPC.
God, I hate you, Bard.
So Doug's talking about the top teams, and I like to watch the bottom teams. I'm looking forward to the Discord tier feature match, SEAL Team Spuds and Joey Esports. They're not, the best teams in that whole tier, but they've got something to prove. They're teams that have struggled. They're teams that are looking to make names for themselves. And, I feel like this is a pretty even matchup for those two teams. And I'm really looking forward to that. I want to see them make some big plays and finally get some people talking about both of these teams, actually.
Yeah, and one thing I will say is that you get hot at the right time. It's a short season. anything can happen. We saw it last season with Rebellion and their huge run to the Transcendence Tier finals. We saw Corvidity, the 13th seed, make it all the way to the semifinals last season. Like, there's a lot of talent. You'd be surprised what you could do. Just if you have a chip chair and a chance, guys, there's no reason to ever quit on this on your season. Bard, what about you? What do you think?
Well, we touched on a little bit of it. I'm looking forward to see kind of more of how this meta shapes out. We're kind of seeing people who think 2 off tanks, and we've seen some success with people running more like traditional Ryan Zarya. And we also were getting some changes. Orissa's Halt's getting a little reverted, and hit scans getting nerfed. So I'm really looking forward to see like if those patch changes go through on Tuesday, where we see people playing, like exactly what happens. I think it'll be really interesting to see, especially in Trans Tier, how those play out.
Yeah, and don't forget Dive. Dive's not an irrelevant thing right now. You have to keep that in mind. All right, our new segment, by the way, for Amp It Up is either a cold, hard truth or a spicy, hot take. Captain Jack, warm us up here. What do you got?
I think the cold, hard truth that we're all accepting after the last couple of weeks is that, come on, the shield meta's dead, folks. It's gone. We talked about it last week, and with the many matches that we saw in the previous week, the Zarya Winston, the Ryan Hammond, the Zarya Hog. I mean, Zarya, the double bubble is the pick right now. And with the continuing transitioning meta, I don't think that those people sitting at the top are going to be there for long.
Ooh, interesting. All right. Thug, what about you? What do you think?
Well, cold, hard truth is Modify is not going to lose a map the rest of the stage. They are going to have a perfect stage 1.
God, now we're not. Why'd you say it?
That's not where I thought it was going.
That's why I said it.
He's too smart, Chad.
Is that just a testament to how good Modify is?
No, I think it's a testament to how bad the pool is. I'm in it, man. Our pool is pretty weak. Modify is a big fish in a small pond here. We'll see what happens. Modify's real test is going to come in stage 2 in my thought.
I don't know. We've seen some sharks drown this week. Big fish, small pond.
Hogfish. Anyways,
they say it's not a shark. I don't know what it is, but they say it's not.
And we'll end it with Bard. Bard, what do you have to say? Or sorry, NPC. Sorry, we're one ahead of ourselves. NPC.
Oh yeah. Okay, skip me. No, I think another cold hard truth here is that it's not over. A lot of teams, a lot of players, I think, are feeling burned out already. It's been 3 weeks, and they're like, God, I'm done with you guys. It's not over. It's definitely not over. Any team can come back from this, and you know what? If you lose every single game for the rest of the season and whatever, and you don't make the playoffs, whatever, you had a good time. That's the cold hard truth. Is get in there, have a good time, play with your friends. Just do your best, and you'll feel like you've won. If you're not doing your best, then obviously you need to get better. But try, at least, and just put some effort in. That's really all there is to it.
All right, Bard, take us home here.
I also have a cold, hard truth, and this goes for every tier, every team. People who are trying to overread this meta right now are beating themselves. People who are trying to force double off tank when they're not comfortable with it, when they could be running a main tank just as well. We've seen teams who should be winning here who are trying to run like Hog Zarya, Hog Sigma, and they're beating themselves. Just play what you're comfortable with. At most levels in this tournament, you're going to do better just playing your comfort instead of trying to force a meta that's really weird.
Yeah, the meta is definitely shaking out to be quite a weird situation, to say the least. I think a lot of people are still trying to identify where exactly they could fit into all the changes. It used to be just double shield all the way. Now we're seeing this transition over to this really interesting meta where it's way it's shaking out. Roadhog is just in everybody's backline right now, but we will see how it pans out, guys. Again, lots of excitement this week. We have a great montage put together for you so y'all can see a little bit of
because you never know if the grab gets ult. So why, defeat 2 ults where you can use 1?
That's true. The beat comes in. Shatter! Big old shatter in from Blurs. The Dragon Strike gets 8!
All right, phenomenal
Wow.
phenomenal
A lot of play. That
montage
was
there,
great.
Falcon.
What a week!
What a week. My God. We are all a little sweaty, me way more than usual over that one. So that was an exciting one here, guys. But we are, again, going to be breaking down some exciting stuff here. We talk a lot about teams. We talk a lot about that. I want to talk about players a little bit. We've seen some players really stand out early on. So we are going to talk about the group MVPs so far in the Tranquility community. So we have all the groups being covered today. It's going to be kind of a rapid fire segment here as we burn through them, guys. But we are going to start out in the Aurum tier. And by the way, the Aurum pool A in the Harmony tier. This works as Mount Rushmore rules, which means everybody picks one person and everybody's got to pick a different person. And our person who's going to be leading us off today is Captain Jack. Captain Jack, who is your current Aurum pool A MVP?
My current MVP goes to Teddy Fresh on the Holy Jalapenos. Incredibly versatile flex DPS. I mean, Pharah, Ashe, Widow, Reaper, Sombra, all in the most recent match that they played, able to fill just about any role that the team needs.
Absolutely. Thug, what about you? Who stands out to you?
I'm going with support. No shocker. From Pantheon, I'm going Yojimbo. Excellent flex support player. A lot of Ana, a lot of Zen. He's really the glue that holds that team together, and a big reason they started out 3-0.
Definitely. NPC, what about you?
I went DPS and I went Yoon also from Pantheon. Just Pantheon, the team isn't doing great, but you know what? Those two players, you just wait. Yoon's getting better every game.
Absolutely. Pantheon, we just played them. They will be making waves this season. I can promise you that. They will be making some serious waves this season. Last but not least, Bard, who stood out to you?
So I went with a tank because they're underrepresented. And I picked Blaine and Gain from Doodles. I think he's just a real solid tank player, and I think he's really versatile, and I really can't wait to see what he's going to do in this new weird meta for tanks.
Definitely hearing that. It is a bit of a weird meta for tanks. But you know what? You guys all said things, and that's all great. But if I'm being dead honest with you, your opinions are all bad and mine are better. So I'm going to be jumping in on this segment today, and I bring you, for consideration, for the Holy Jalapenos, the DPS partner of Teddy Fresh, also occasionally a support player for the Jalapenos, incredibly versatile. The Bork is the person who I would say is the Harmony Pool A in Aurum MVP. But I also want to know, what do you guys think? So we put out a poll. We put the 5 options there. If you want to go ahead and just type 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, pick your option based on that says there, and you guys can go ahead and chime in. But we will be moving over to the Aurum Pool B in the Harmony tier while we are having this. While we are talking about this one, guys. So let's start it off. Aurum Pool B, Captain Jack. What do you think?
I have to go for Slipstream. Cajun Wise Guy, both on tank and DPS, doing an incredible job this season, despite the fact that Slipstream's kind of struggling at the beginning. Maybe they're just getting warmed up. Was showing off relatively strong against Hagel and Bard during their match against Modify, and I see some good things in their future.
All right, just to wrap that poll really quick here. Big win for Yoon in that poll. 66% of the votes here from the fans. So people agree.
NPC was right in the chat.
People agree. Yoon is the standout right now for the team. But again, we are on Harmony Pool B right now. Thug, go ahead.
For me, Harmony Tier B, I'm going to go with a support. Shocker. I'm picking Pazuzu from Delta Threat. Playing against that Zen, and Zen has a place, especially if people go a lot of Hog Zarya. Zen then has a place, and they were shredding. So good job.
Yeah, Paz is a great Zen player.
Yeah, big time. Big shining star.
Great Zen player. NPC, what about you? What do you think?
God, I hate to do this, but I picked Bard.
I
don't know. I'm just saying.
Can we move on?
I feel like the current meta right now, the Hog Zarya, there's a lot of room for Pharah there because there's not a lot of hit scan, and I feel like it's going to play into that, especially if Modified's not going to play that. They just play whatever they're comfortable with, and I feel like they're doing well. And if that's as good as they can do, I think it's going to happen. Bard MVP.
I didn't actually check the spread list, so that surprised me.
Oh boy.
Bard, go ahead.
So I also picked a modified player, but I picked another tank.
Wait a second!
Oh my god.
First time, write it down, clip that. Bard's going to pick a modified player.
Unbiased Bard is dead. He's gone. I picked Instante.
Unbiased
he's a great
Bard
dude.
ever not here?
Super well known. People love that guy, and he's going to show what main tank can do this season. So I think main tanks that stand out are going to get noticed with this new meta, and I think he's going to be one of them.
It's good. It's a good pick. I'm not mad at
it.
Yeah.
All right. Honestly, these are all great opinions, and I respect them, but they're all incorrect opinions as well.
Okay,
and that's my main thing. I'm going to go to a bit of a boomer here. For me, I look at value, and I think there's a lot of value on Modify. Modify is a good team, but there's a good team there. There's a lot of teams are still trying to find their way in the tier, so I went with a boomer because I still believe in get off my LAN. And he has been, for the past 3 seasons, your tier director in the Harmony tier. That's right. Thuggington is my choice here for MVP in the Harmony tier so far.
No one picked the back-to-back-to-back?
No, why would you do that? But
why would you pick a back-to-back-to-back when you can pick a 0-time All-Star?
Exactly. I want to know what...
That's the thing. They put Thug on support. They didn't see his true potential.
I want to hear from the fans on this one, because this one is certainly a controversial choice.
Thug, easy.
Yeah, honestly, easy, Thug. All right, Indigo Pool A in the Harmony tier. Captain Jack, the poll is running, but let's move into the next one. Who do you got coming on Indigo A?
I have to give it to Monk on Phantasmal. I mean, if you watch their most recent recorded match, just absolutely phenomenal on the Hog. Like every single time, every hook was perfect. I mean, with the boost that Hog got in the recent patch, just absolutely dominating throughout their entire match against Ultraviolet. So I got to give it to Monk.
All right, I'm gonna wrap the poll now here, guys. Somehow the winner is Bard.
Yeah, Bard!
NPC was right in the chat.
Somehow the winner is Bard. And honestly,
Thanks, I hate
I have no comment at all. I mean, I have lots of things I want to say, but things I'm not.
NPC
going
is
to
pushing
say.
a narrative that I don't think I would agree with.
All right, continue it here. Harmony, Indigo A, Thug. Who do you got?
I switched to a DPS player on Jetpack Cats by the name of Shady B. Shady B's doing a really great job on a really great team. Check out some feature matches when they come up, and you'll see Shady B popping up in that kill feed quite a bit.
B looks really talented in that team, no doubt about it. NPC, what do you got?
When it's not Shady B, it's Sensa, also from the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, good combo.
I mean, the DPS duo there is just insane. Amazing plays, great positioning. Just the duo. It's really powerful. You're gonna see it.
It's a great duo, no question about that. Bard, what do you think?
I also picked a DPS, but the MVP category, kind of a popularity contest, so I decided I'd pick a cutie, and there's no cuter bunch than the D2 cuties.
You
So
did your prep this week. I'm proud of you.
Tubes. Yeah. I grabbed Tubes from D2 Cuties. He's absolutely
Tubes is
just
a
cracked on
locked
DPS.
support player, so how could he do DPS, Bard?
When I checked, he was listed as DPS on the rosters, but what I've seen from him in general, he might be playing flex. I don't know. People are locked on things and playing all sorts of things this season. But from what I've seen from him, when we scrimmed them, especially like scrim books, but he's really good, and I would not be surprised if he's gonna absolutely pop off all season.
So I went with a player who I think is horrendously underrated. I went with Prince, also from Jetpack Cats. Really, really talented support player. Honestly, if you're going to have all these really, really good DPSers out there on that team, you have to have supports who are going to keep everybody up. And I have to give tons of credit to Prince playing really well right now for that team. But definitely curious to see what you guys think on that one. There are some big time talents on that team, and I just effed up the poll, but I will get that going here. Well, we go to Harmony Indigo B. Captain Jack, you want to start us off?
I sure will. And I mean, what better person to pick than one that comes literally from royalty? It is on Royals. Just I've watched S5E4 before they were here in Tranquility, and they are just an incredible tank player. Seen them in multiple tournaments, just absolutely going ham. As you saw in the highlight video for this last week, just absolutely dominating. So I would not be surprised if literally Sips Tea just sips the competition away.
Wow,
Nice.
I like that.
I like that. First
You
time.
are hitting
It's his
these
first
puns.
time, and he's knocking this kind of stuff out, guys. Come on, come
word.
on.
I'm a dad. Like I said in a
Is this the dad cat? Oh, Bard.
dad
Yeah.
thing. It's now the dad cast. That's all this is now. The
Bard,
dad cast.
fucked
and
Every dad cast needs his own.
All right, Bard, or I'm sorry. Let's actually end the poll here first before we get to Thug. Shady B comes out as your number one.
Let the
according
Thug was
to the
right
fans.
there.
Thug
That
was
is the
right.
Thug
All
was
right,
right.
I'll take it.
With 47% of the vote, Shady B with that one here. So again, we're going to Indigo B. Thug, where you at on this one?
Speaking of Thug was right, last season there was a big narrative was Thug was right for my boys at Flashbacks. So I'm flashing back to last season and watching Beastman tear up the competition on tank. Beastman's my man for this one. Watch the man on tank. He's very flexible across all tank roles. So right now with this meta and how the meta is shifting a lot, that kind of player is going to be really, really valuable.
No question about that at all. What about you, NPC? What do you think?
Well, Thug went flashbacks, so I'm gonna flash back to flashbacks again.
Oh,
we're gonna
back to back flashback.
the flashback to back to back. All right, if you will. Nova DPS. Just amazing plays. I feel like when you talk about MVP, especially this early in the tournament, you got to think about DPS players. It's like the quarterback of the winning Super Bowl team. It's sometimes another player, but most often it's going to be your DPS.
All right. And last but not least, Bard, who do you got on this one?
So I went not with the flashbacks. I picked a player from the Miami Yikes, and I just double checked to make sure that they are actually the role that I say they are.
Smart.
But I picked Turtles for Miami Yikes on DPS. Actually, I think again, yeah, DPS are really going to shine. Hit scan especially, and I think Miami Yikes. I'm really excited to see more of what they do. I want to see them take on the flashbacks. I want to see that Turtles Seraph, Turtles Nova matchup, and I think Turtles is going to look really good in that matchup.
Yeah, Miami Yikes are going to have two big matches coming up here. One really big match here coming up against Flashbacks. They've definitely been pulling off some upsets, very competitive against Royals. So a lot of people didn't know what to expect from Miami Yikes, and Turtles is a big reason why. But again, you're all wrong, because the correct choice here is another DPS player for the Flashbacks. That's right, we're taking it to that merry band of Zoomers who really aren't Zoomers anymore, because most of them are either high school graduates or in their 20s. I'm going with Seraph from the Flashbacks, because honestly, the way the meta is shaping out right now, hit scans are looking really good, and I don't know that there's much of a better hit scan player than Seraph in the tier. There might be a few who can compete with him, but Seraph is just playing out of his mind right now. I'm going with Seraph personally. So curious to see where you guys come in on this one. Let us know here by putting in the votes. We got Beastman, Sipsty, Turtles, Nova, and Seraph, but we will take it over to the next bit here. We're talking about players on teams who, haven't had a lot of success. There are some teams who are 0-3, 1-2. They haven't seen that success yet. We're calling those the struggle bug MVPs. Basically, they're on teams. A lot of times for these MVP type candidate players, these all-star level players, the fact that they're on these teams that are struggling really prevents them from getting an opportunity to show their stuff and be an all-star and show what they can do. So we wanted to give some credit to some of these teams who are really struggling right now. So we are going to start off in the Harmony tier, and I'm going to do the poll results actually really quick because we're over a minute here. Seraph. Oh, hey, Yeti was right. What do you know? It was 46% of the vote. Seraph on that one is your MVP in the Indigo B pool. Let's go to the struggle MVPs now in the Harmony tier. Captain Jack, what do you think?
See, I'm going to get a tank in here. I swear it's going to happen. And I'm going to give it to Caden on Maelstrom. This is another player. I have watched her for over a year as well in multiple different communities, just absolutely continuing to drive and improve herself. And as you've seen in quite a few of these weekly recaps, just absolutely dominating. And I really want to see if either somebody else picks her up so that she can blossom, or if she can bring Maelstrom to where they deserve to be.
True. Thug, what do you think?
I also went with a tank, and it's a tank we played, Get Off My Land played a couple weeks ago. Really great player for this coming meta with Red Reju from Slipstream. Phenomenal hog player. No lie, we went against a bot, and he absolutely dominated us. We were just like, I guess we have to just focus the hog. Okay.
Yeah,
and then
that's the only way we made it to map 5.
We literally just focused the Roadhog with everything, and we still lost 3-2 against a hard soldier. Yeah.
F in the chat, folks.
That's a big F in the chat for Get Off My Land on that one. NPC, what do you think?
Redemption! MVP!
Sure. All right, NPC.
I went away from DPS and I went to support because I mean we can't talk about MVPs without thinking about the season 4 MVP Molalia. Support MVP, fantastic Ana player, just not having a whole lot of luck on UV right now. Yeah. I don't know if they're not having chemistry, they're not working together. I don't know what they're doing. But she definitely has what it takes to make things happen on that team. She just needs maybe a little bit more coordination from that team or something, because it's just not happening for her.
All right, Bard, wrap it up here. What do you got?
So I went with everyone's favorite team that we all actually want to succeed, and we're all kind of sad that they're not. So I went with the Taters, and I picked a tank. No, sorry, I'm misreading this. I picked a DPS player, right? I picked Lazuli. Man's so cracked. Come on, he's insane. Yeah. He's showing off, and honestly, if anyone's going to bring the Taters back around in this stage, it's going to be him. So looking forward to seeing more of him.
All right, I agree. Laz is insane. Widowmaker 1v1, that's all I'm saying. I went with a player from Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear. And
Nuclear.
I went with the walrus. That's how it's spelled. Walrus. I hate it too, but I will acknowledge very, very good tank player. Stood out a lot in the VODs that I've seen. Why are we doing that?
that team and their intentional spelling errors. I just can't take it. I just can't.
All right, the walrus. But there's your choices, guys. Red Raiju, Caden, Lazuli, Malalia, and walrus. I'm curious to see what you guys think on this one. Get your votes in. While we're going into next, the Discord tier. Discord tier, a lot of excitement right now. Again, a lot of teams moving around, shuffling spots. And a couple of teams look really strong. A couple of teams who we maybe expected to be strong, not looking so good. So definitely curious to see what you guys think. We will start it off in the Aurum Pool A and Captain Jack.
I am tempted to send it over to Tempest with Shadowfang on the tank. With the new meta, Zarya is the pick. And those bubbles just always on place, absolutely taking 1v1s to a whole new level, never getting shut down unless absolutely overwhelmed by the other team. So Shadowfang, you're getting up there.
We are in Discord tier capital. Thank you for paying attention. Let's wrap up the poll here. Close vote. Came down to 2 votes separating the top 2, but Caden is your Struggle Bug MVP in the Harmony tier. We're going into Discord Aurum A. Lots of good teams. What do you guys think? Doug, go ahead.
I look at a player on Tempest as well. I stuck around for the Storm. I was definitely not evacuated. I'm going to go with Vet. That guy, Vet. Great main tank player. And I think this is going to be a team, and kind of like Bard said before, is play your comfort picks. The kid's a great Ryan. Figure out a way to make it work, and he will do fantastic. Look at Jalapenos last year. It was a lot of Vet. Enable. Ryan Zarya still works. It absolutely still works. So look for Vet to, if he can continue to play his role, they'll do really well.
Yes, we did already roast Exodus for those asking in the chat. Your team is bad. Anyways, let's move on. NPC, go ahead.
True.
So for my pick here in the Discord tier, I went against DPS again, but I picked a tank from the Bird Society Hawks. There you go. Bird Society Hawks. I went with Sumi, but Sumi's really only half the equation with Momo as the tank duo. Just a fantastic gameplay. You watch the rotations, watch them. You can tell that they play together a lot. You can tell that they have a lot of synergy, and their playstyle is exactly the same. And Sumi is all over the enemy team. Just like all that space taken up. It's just amazing to watch. Bird Society Hawks.
No question about it. Bard, what do you think?
Yeah, skies are getting dark. Storm's coming in. I went with Tempest too. I grabbed Nagisa on support. I think. Yeah, on support. And they're insane. The Baptiste, the Zen Ana meta is coming in, which is going to be absolutely nuts for them. They're going to do fantastic. So I'm very happy to pick up them as an MVP candidate.
All right, and your guys are wrong, but we've established that. So I went with a member of. Yeah, I know, it's kind of what I do. It's me like saying, okay, moving on. I went with Beppo from Lightspeed. Lightspeed is 2-1, kind of one of those teams who maybe a little bit under the radar. Obviously, they got a little bit of help because Gamma. With all due respect, Gamma. It's 3. I don't know how many times I need to say read the rules, but read the rules. Because I'm sure NPC has a lot more he wants to say, but he's going to be polite about it. Or is he going to be polite? I don't want to take his thunder away.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about Gamma.
All right.
What'd you say, NPC? Do you want to talk about it?
In fact, This is the only taco I want to talk about.
Get after it.
All right. We'll spare Gamma the punishment. They've already been punished enough. I'll go again. Beepo from Lightspeed. Lightspeed's a great team, looking really good right now. They're a really big part of it, honestly. Team looks good. They're 2-1. They might come out of this in the 8 pool, which beginning of this, none of us really expected Lightspeed to be there, and that's quite a bit, quite surprising, I think, for a lot of people. So, definitely curious to see what you guys think on this one. Poll is open. Let's take it over to Orem Pool B now, Captain Jack.
I mean, if you're gonna be a one trick, you might as well throw it back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I swear that kid only threw out one card that saved his butt more times than not, and it was Kuribo. And that's exactly what we're seeing from one tricks. I mean, I can't give a whole lot away because we got a premiere tonight, youtube.com/OW Tranquility. But watch that match.
Yes,
you will be astounded at the skill of this kid.
I have seen the VOD. Watch the match that is happening tonight. It is one of the better matches, not only like this season, but it is legitimately one of the better matches you will see at that SR level in many seasons of Tranquility. It's a fantastic match. I cannot recommend it enough. 9:30 Eastern debut. I'm sorry, 10:30 Eastern debut on the YouTube channel will premiere. Live chat will be up. You guys can join in, have fun. Get in there, guys. It's going to be an amazing match. Please watch. Please watch. Poll ending now here for Pool A, and it was an interesting one here. Not a lot of votes. Get your votes in, lazy people. Shadowfang came in as your current Orem A MVP. That's a Captain Jack was right in chat, everybody. Thug, what do you got in Orem B?
So I decided to make my way down to the farm. And while at that farm, I went into a patch of habaneros. Speaking, I do have some habaneros. I'm making a great hot sauce coming up. Went out there, and there was somebody that got put out to pasture, and that's our good boy Trippy Cow. Trippy Cow to tank players. It's doing a phenomenal job all season long, playing a lot of different roles as a tank. But yeah, that's the dude, Mr. Trippy Cow. You love him. You love him.
NPC, what do you think?
The fun goes out on the farm, but I like to do a lot of bird watching. I'm kind of part of the Autobahn Society, not the highway with no speed limit, but I like to do a lot of bird watching, and I like to watch Falcon. Okay. On volume 0, just amazing DPS. Like I'm just surprised. Like I think that Falcon's one of those most improved players, maybe even from season to season. Falcon was pretty decent last season, but I think this season just like elevated his gameplay, and we saw a bunch of it in that highlight montage, and we keep seeing it every week. Volume 0 is not the best team in the tier, but definitely like I think underrated. Everybody wants to take a drink.
There are 4 teams at 2-1 or better in Pool B in the Discord tier right now. Actually, I believe there's no team, or I'm sorry, there's 2-1, there's 2-0s, there's 1-1s. We still have the feature match tonight.
There's 2 3-0s.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talent in this pool, guys. Tune in, dead serious. Tune in on this match that we're seeing tonight. You'll love it, and honestly, watch this match and watch this pool because there's a lot of good teams in this pool. Bard, what do you think?
So I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, Captain Jack, and one of my favorite cards was Enemy Controller. But you know what would have made the card Enemy Controller even better is if it had the WASD keys on it. So I went with Lost from Flying Lions on tank, and again, it's main tank city, baby. Any main tank who shows off, who looks real strong, they're gonna shine, and I think Waz is gonna be one of them. So I'm really looking forward to just seeing more of him.
I went with another one trick. It's Puffball. Puffball was a borderline all-star last season. Probably should have been if we're being dead honest with ourselves. Should have been an all-star last season. Wasn't. Is already shaping up to be an all-star this season on support. Puffball is insane. Puffball is one of the big reasons why One Trick had the early win. They've been competitive. I mean, One Trick's last season were just not very competitive. This season, it's an entirely new team.
Right.
And they look really strong. And again, I need to emphasize, Puffball is a huge part of that. So I went with Puffball. Let's see what you guys think here. Get your votes in. No lazy people in the chat. Everybody get your votes in. There's like, 70 viewers out there. Get your votes in. Come on. Let's take it over to Indigo A. What do you guys got here, Captain Jack?
All right. For Indigo A, I mean, we all love those beautiful playing cards, but the trump cards got to be the aces. Giving it to Ben on that flex tank, just whether playing main tank or off tank, just moves so fluidly throughout match to match, and has just been evolving with the meta that's been going on. And I think because of Ben's flexibility, aces are going to go pretty far this season.
Aces look really strong, kind of came out of nowhere, sitting at 2-1 right now in the pool. We're going to wrap up this poll now. Guys, closest one so far, votes all over the board. But Kuribo, or how do you say it? Karibo is your MVP is voted by the fans on this one here. Trippy, very close. Falcon within 2 votes. Wazd within, I mean, everybody got votes. There's nobody far out of this one, guys. So Karibo is your MVP on this one here. So big, impressive. Again, going into the season, if somebody had told you that a One Tricks player, based on how they finished last season, would be in this spot, you would have probably called them crazy unless you were a One Tricks player. Going to be dead honest. They look like a brand new team this season. They really do. So watch the match tonight, guys. Watch the freaking match. Again, we're back in Indigo A right now. Thug, what do you got?
Sorry.
It looks cold over there.
Yeah, it's freezing. It's freezing. I caught a tailwind and
God,
ran into Antarctica. And once I got here, I got froze by this May One Trick. I don't know if you heard him or not. It goes by the name of Polar. Polar is phenomenal, and he's been phenomenal for a couple seasons here, and he's a reason that Tailwind is having any success. So Polar. Plus, that was a nice bit.
Are you sure you're not just chilly because of your cold takes?
No, I'm definitely not chilly. It's hot as hell in here. Plus, I'm drinking scotch.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. Earlier, he said it was hot in here. Then he goes to get the blanket, and I'm like, I immediately know what's up.
It's a bit,
like,
yeah.
This is a good bit. I love it though. It was great. Good commitment.
All right, NPC, what do you got?
You know what? I also caught that tailwind, and I got to go DPS J Vice. Just fantastic player. We saw that feature match. It was just amazing watching J Vice pop off game after game, playing heroes that sometimes aren't all that meta, but we got to see some great Tracer play. We got to see a little bit of everything, and I feel like we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg there on J Vice. I also went with the cold reference. Just
There's ice in his name. I mean, we're good. All right, great.
JV Ice.
JV
He's
Ice.
like not varsity ice. He's just junior varsity.
Just junior varsity. Not real ice because I dominate ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
All the time.
Dominates ice all the time. Ice, you are nothing. Anyways, Bard, finish us off here.
Yeah, so while I was trying to think about who to pick from this this pool, I was actually making some quesadillas, and it made me think of this player who played in Harmony tier last season, Tarakton.
Tough acting.
Playing main tank for Praxis. And you know what? Broken record, but main tanks are going to shine this season. And I think that man's Ryan's cracked, and I think he's going to bring something real special to that pool. I think Praxis have an uphill journey ahead of him.
He played in Discord tier list. You did, yeah. It's all good. I'm just here to correct you. That's all I'm here for. I went with a player from a team. There's no bias. I might be the GM of this team. There's no bias though whatsoever that I'm the GM of the team, and there's no bias. But I am a huge fan of this player. Came in early on this season, or for the SEAL Team Spuds. And that is IQ Gamer. IQ Gamer is insane, and a lot of people are going to get to know him very well with Widowmaker in the game right now. AKA Recon, goes by Recon in, but his IQ Gamer is his high SR count, but he goes by Recon in Tranquility. Yeah,
Goes by a Smurf.
You'll
I'm looking into this guy already.
you'll hear about Recon very soon.
Investigation intensifies.
So that is where we stand on this one, guys. Oh, I am curious to see what y'all think here. What happened there? My polls just closed, but that's okay. I'll get that fixed while we go over to Indigo B. What do you think, Captain Jack?
I mean, Exodus is a new name, but a name that carries forth from season to season has to be Cryptic Force.
Gosh, Cryptic Force.
Need I say more? I will, though. That name has just been one that everybody in Trank should know, and if you don't know it, you really should just open your eyes and be watching out. I mean, Exodus is at the top of their seed, and I think that they're just going to stick around if they change with that meta.
All right, poll is out now, guys. We'll let the votes keep running while Thug takes over from here.
That's me. I'm sticking with a tank here, and we talk about this off-tank meta and tank meta, and Bard keeps saying that tanks don't get enough love. And Bard may be familiar with this tank player. Sorked, have you heard of him before? Little Stan Bumper action.
Sorked? No, Storkhead I've heard of.
Storkhead?
Storkhead.
Storkhead. Anyway, it is was on Modify last season, and personally, I think was definitely the finals MVP. Absolutely dominated, and he's continuing that with that same little organization, moving from Modify to Prodigious. It's good to see it. It's good to see him finding a home, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. We have your winner in this one, and that is Ben from Aces. Looking real good there. The MVP for the tier the pool as currently voted by the fans. Let's take it again. Back to Indigo B. NPC, who do you got?
So I had a discussion with Bard earlier about the definition of a simp, right? And a stan.
What's the difference?
So it's apparently, according to Bard, a simp is someone who likes you just for your looks, but a stan is a fan, like somebody who actually appreciates your craft.
Got
it. But I am both for Panda Games, with a Z. Panda Games, just an amazing DPS. We can't stan Panda Games hard enough from Exodus. Definitely a team that's struggling as a team right now with some roster problems, but I feel like they've got enough strength in Panda Games and the surrounding cast to really make a difference.
Last but not least, what do you think, Bard?
I got one word for all of you. #Stanarchy. Anarchy's so good. He's coming back after a little time off. Widow is looking good. Hitscan looking really good. Anarchy's just nuts. He's insane. There's no way he's not at least in the running.
All right. Had to crack a cold one here for the real MVP. This one goes out to Mudkip. That's right, Mudkip from Battalion. I gotta go with Mudkip. When you have to carry PDK Kid, that's just that's honestly a huge thing, and really needs to be considered as in the MVP race, in my opinion. So I definitely want to see from the people here. What do you guys think? Indigo B MVP. Who stands out to you guys? Get your votes in. Don't make me yell. There's 67 people watching this stream. I will put on my dad voice for you.
I thought you were going to say put on something else, and I got really excited.
I will put on my robe.
Save that for the meetup there, Mr. Yeti.
I'll put on my robe and wizard hat for you. All right. Let's get those votes in. We're going to wrap up with your Strugglebug MVPs in the Discord tier. Captain Jack, what do you got?
I have to say, not only does this person have kind of a funny name, but when this image gets in your head, you're not going to be able to get rid of it. It is Booty Sushi from Counter Shaded. I mean, Booty Sushi is such an underrated tank. Just with the new meta, it's free range for great diva players. Like, the double bubble doesn't provide nearly enough protection for those big old self-destructs. And I think Booty Sushi and Counter Shaded might be explosive in the upcoming weeks.
All right, we got explosive booty. Okay, anyways,
Whoa!
anarchy. The chat believes in and stands anarchy, as anarchy is voted your Indigo B MVP right now. Let's go to the struggle bugs though in the Discord tier. Still, we already have a vote for booty sushi. Thug, what do you think?
You know, all that talk of exploding booties and all that's a little awkward from Joey Esports. Joey Esports, okay, that's a team that's like one of those like tweeners between Discord and Harmony, and they're struggling to find their way. They're struggling to kind of find their identity, but I think they're learning to play up to their competition, which is really, really great to see. And Awkward is a big reason for that. A great support player that's just finding a way. Just finding a way.
NPC.
Thank you for setting that up. That's great.
NPC, what about you?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to Counter Shaded. I think this team is struggling. They've got a lot of talent for a team that's been struggling as hard as they have, and I'm gonna go with 6 DPS for Counter Shaded. Just some amazing plays. You saw the feature match. It was just 6 after 6 after 6. Just really carries that team, and I feel like I don't know that team's got to do better. They've got to. They just got to be struggling right now because
I hear that. Bard, what about you?
So I went ahead and you know, I was listening to you guys all, and I wasn't really paying too much attention because you were just too boring. So I was thinking about not my meta.
Poor Boomer.
We are doing a great job this one. This feels like Yeti and I.
Boring, yeah. I think this is just the perfect meta for him on tank. Ball, Zarya, Hog, all playable. He's kind of, from my experience with him, he kind of plays these off tanks, like not off tank, but like off. Like there's something off about those tanks. But right now is the perfect time to be playing those. So I think he's going to do really well. I'm looking forward to seeing Not My Meta evolve a little bit this season.
Right. Boring is usually sipping Fanta while playing Torb only. So honestly, this is a nice move for him. So anyways, let's go to the right choice. That's ZP Shiv from Blink Strike. Blink Strike, a team, came in right after the beginning of the season trying to just kind of find their way. Really challenging group that they're in, if I'm being honest. We talked about Indigo A in the Discord tier being insane. Well, unfortunately, one of the teams who's not is not near that top group is Blink Strike, but ZP Shiv is a really talented player. I would expect to see big things from ZP Shiv moving forward. But I'm curious again, what do you guys think behind these guys here? But we're gonna move into the Transcendence tier now. Aurum, Thug, who do you got? I'm sorry, Captain Jack, who you got?
I have to give it to the explosives engineer on Otaku Empire. It's got to go to Wolfie. I mean, you saw it today. 2 different clips, 3-mans, 4-mans. That team sets up Wolfie all the time. If it explodes something, Wolfie is on it, and it is always on point.
Definitely Wolfie looking really good. We'll let the poll keep running a little bit longer. Get your votes in, guys. Thug, what do you think?
Mine, I'm sticking with a little team called God Hand. I think it's God Hand, right? No, is it going downhill?
Going downhill.
Either way. I think it's going downhill. Anyway, someone that's really, really far away from being downhill is Mini. The squeaker extraordinaire on DPS does a phenomenal job. The kid pops off, and it's really fun listening to their comms and listen to his little squeaky voice getting all excited, and everyone's excited for him, and it makes me feel like I'm babysitting. It's great. It's really great.
All right, that is the end of the poll here. Boring comes out as your struggle MVP in the Discord tier. See if Not My Meta can turn around with him on, or with everybody riding that ball all the way through. Let's see, NPC, who do you got?
You know what? I went against my DPS instincts, and I went to the weebs. I went to the Otaku Empire, and I picked Smirk on support. Smirk is a huge Dallas Fuel fan from right here in Dallas, close to my heart. Met the guy in person at least twice. Amazing support though. Positioning just incredible. On a play out of this world. I think with the upcoming meta, I think Smirk is going to do work.
Really great dude.
Really great.
Smirk doing work.
Smirk doing work.
Proud of you.
All right.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Bard, go ahead.
Oh, my drink. It's missing something. It's missing a little ice. I'm picking ice from going downhill. God hand, some other pun acronym. We'll think of one. It's a Zen automata. This guy's gonna go nuts. He's gonna be absolutely insane.
He's just lucky Thug isn't in that tier.
He's just
shit.
Thug isn't in the tier. There's nothing to stop
trans
him.
teams, pick me up if you need it. We can run a bot for one. Pick me up.
You know what? All this talk about ice, I just need to say, Thug, I need to go for you for just like 30 seconds here. Just tell me how you really feel about ice, man. Like it seems like you got it in for him. I just got to hear it from you, man.
Well, here's the thing about ice. He's not good at the game.
Oh,
So I'm going to flash it back to season 3. We're doing these admin pugs. I'm an admin if you didn't know that, Harmony tier director. We're in these pugs and I get a message that's like, hey, Thug, you're better than Ice. I was like, I know, Marv. Chill. And so I was like, fine, I'll go spawn camp him. He comes out, rocking and rolling, high masters, low GM at the time, and there comes old Thug, number 26 Gold Moira, popping through. Take the 1v1. You figure somebody with high masters, low GM aim, low gold, rolled. Not even once, twice. I watched the VOD. It happened.
Happened twice.
You ready? You ready for season 5? You ready for these 1v1s, sir? You can clip this and send it to him. Give him some bulletin board material because I know I'm living rent free in that kid said, I'm something of your nightmares, young man.
The thing is, nobody wants to see a Moira 1v1. So let's move it on then. Back to the topic at hand, guys, because this is actually what's important. Orem MVP, guys, if I'm dead honest with you, I'm going to go with the team. Came in out of the blue. Looks really good. That's Requiem. I went with Sebs from Requiem. Requiem looks really good. I think they're going to be a player in Transcendence tier. They're 2-1 right now. Tough loss against Godhand being one of those, and Sebs is a big part of their success. He's the leader of that team.
Yep.
Requiem looks great. So I'm curious about what you guys think. Orem MVP, get your votes in, guys, and we will move it on now to Captain Jack in the Discord or in the Indigo Transcendence tier. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, if you're like me growing up in the Midwest, you just know them good old boys got some things going on. I got to throw it to Capital. I mean, I haven't been able to.
Oh, no!
I haven't been able to see their play firsthand just yet, but oh man, I just hear that name all over the community. And I mean, if they're already this popular, they have got, 50 of them existing in the United States alone. I mean, come on, who wouldn't love this guy?
All right, we're gonna cut out the stream now.
Yeah, rewind the tape.
All right.
Who doesn't love him after
Cut
the
the
Harmony
plot.
tier
Cut
director
the
from
plot.
last season?
Son
Son of a bitch.
True. Really quick, poll is still a tie. I'm gonna leave an opportunity to break it, guys. Minnie and Ice tied right now.
Manny,
Somebody come and break it. Thug, what do you think?
Somebody needs to vote Wolfie and bring it up to a 3-way tie.
That's true. It's true. It could happen
do
too.
that,
Somebody could
actually.
vote
More
Wolfie.
fun.
So, all right. Thug, go ahead.
I picked a hit scan DPS player. I was struggling. So I was going through the Transcendence here, and I was really, really having a difficult time finding somebody that really stuck out to me. And then I realized I couldn't see him because you can't see Ghost from a little team you might know as Pogfish.
NPC, who do you got?
Okay. So when I think about my origins in Tranquility, I think about my team Gravity, and I think that if Gravity were to make it to Transcendence tier, it'd be a lot like Orbit. And it's got a special place in my heart. So I gotta go Shinobu Nolan from Orbit.
God, why do you like that team?
Fantastic player. I just love the team and the
Shinobu's really
logo.
the team.
It's so good. It just makes me feel so good inside.
Great
And it just makes me think about myself in Transcendence tier, like living, vicariously through them. Just like
Very cool.
yeah.
All right. Let's move it on then. And Bard, what do you think?
So I was looking for a tank to pick here, and I thought I want to pick a really pog tank. And where do you find pog tanks but pog fish?
I knew it.
And really, the best thing a tank can do is hit shift and yell yeet. And I think
I knew it.
I picked Yeater.
That was good, Bard.
Man's
Wow.
insane.
That was good. Honestly,
I don't really have anything else to say. He's just
But
really
that's all
nuts.
you need to say.
He's gonna be
Leave
great.
it.
That's it. Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
All right. I went with somebody from Arctic. Now, Arctic was the team, by the way, who won the prediction polls to be up against Twilight Foxes. Unfortunately, Twilight Foxes had a lot of people out this past week. They've already indicated they're likely going to forfeit. So we decided not to predict that match for that reason. Big shout outs to Arctic. You're 2-1 right now. Looks like you're going to be 3-1. Your match of the following week is against Orbit. Or, I'm sorry, I believe it's actually against Pogfish. Pogfish. If you take down Pogfish, you're an A-tier team. And that's coming from a team who didn't win a regular season match last season. Huge ups for what Arctic has done from Lynx Esports. You guys look great. So, and Orthus is a huge part of that. Orthus, one of the big time players on that team. I really am a big fan of what they've been doing for that squad. So something to keep an eye out for there. Let's hear what you guys have to say on this one as we get to your struggle MVPs in the Transcendence tier. Let's get him out. Capital voted for himself. My God.
Did you think he would?
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, it's like having
Surprise.
Bard on the podcast. It's
I didn't vote for myself.
Ah.
All right. Captain Jack, go ahead.
All right. So, I mean, another household name here in the Trink community, the meme incarnate. You got to give it to Poggers and Lucid. I mean, incredible DPS, constantly popping off. If you watch their match against Otaku Empire, it was just the one person that you need to keep your eye on. That team that's going to rise above the Pog fish. It's going to be Lucid and Poggers.
Right. Thug, what do you think?
Don't you dare take their name in vain.
I'm shaking it up, baby.
Really, I'm fired up right now. I'm really, 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 really fired up. I just need some. You know, you guys ever heard of the band Queensryche?
Yeah. I don't like
Um,
where this is going.
But there's a band called Queensryche, and there's a little. I can't remember. It always calms me down when I get really frustrated. Captain Jack got me really jacked up. I think it's what is it? Silent Lucidity.
Oh my God.
And my boy Soli from Silent Lucidity. TPS.
Please. Why?
That was a long.
Why?
You're gonna need like one of those really old torture machines
All right.
if you're gonna match that stretch.
Guys, got a three-way tie right now in the votes. NPC, what do you think?
I think that was a bit overboard. I don't think that did work.
Sorry.
There was no way to make the Queensryche work.
I tried. I was listening to Queensryche today too, and I'm like,
Okay,
I can play the Silent Lucidity bit.
Okay, no, Queensryche was an okay band. That was their only one good song, okay, but it really had a nice upbeat tempo. So I want to talk about somebody from Tempo.
Did not have a beat.
And I'm stretching it, okay?
You're doing great. You're
I
doing
have really
great.
bad material to work with.
All right, let's go ahead and close out the poll. Honestly, it was not even close, especially not Capital. Shinobu is your Indigo MVP currently. Bard, struggle MVP.
So, well, I'll make it worse. Don't worry. We're talking about struggle MVPs. Those are bad teams. But even on bad teams, you can find a good boy. And I think if you're thinking about good boys, you got to think about the Hellraiser on that team. And the Hellraiser on that team is Pinhead. Looking really good. Supports are going to shine, I think, if double off tank gets played.
I thought tanks were going to shine. What the?
No,
Make up
tanks
your
are gonna
mind.
shine if main tanks get played.
Tanks can't
Supports
be
are
because
going
we
to
have to
shine
be
if two off
underrepresented.
tanks get played.
If someone
Those are my bets.
That's what's gonna shine.
Yeah, I think Pinhead he deserves a lot more recognition for that support play. He's got to make up for Capital being on his team. Come on.
Oh, fair.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I went with the correct choice because nobody has talked about this team yet. They've kind of struggled to get off the ground, perhaps owing one of those to a forfeit. But I will point out they had a ringer, a big dog ringer come in and really tie things over for them against Orbit. But I'm talking, of course, about the meta rejects. And I went with Dunzo because he's Dunzo. And if you have a question as to why I would choose Dunzo, it's because he's Dunzo. And
Was he the Silent Monkey Award winner?
He was last season.
Okay,
He was,
thought.
yes.
Yeah.
So Dunzo, because he's Dunzo.
Is that really a struggle pick though?
Well, Meta Rejects is 1 and 2.
But are they struggling though? I mean, they kind of inherited one of those losses. So.
Kind of, sort of, kind of. But you know what? I make the rules here.
All right. I'll let you have that one.
Get your votes in, guys. We're gonna cut this poll pretty quickly here because we have the comms check to get into. If you guys want to get in your giveaway entries, get them in right now. Comms check is coming up in about 5 seconds here. Poll is going to end, and your winner is Dunzo in that poll. Guys, comms check right now. Let's get it over to that.
Are y'all ready, kids?
Did you guys know that you can save 10% by using code NPC at checkout? Rogue Energy? What?
NPC, suck my cock.
That's going to cops check.
Jesus Christ, Stevie!
You got it.
They're rezzing. No, they're not.
Yes!
Great map.
Only try.
Do one. Okay, ball.
Nice. Monkey, suck, he's dead.
I got.
Let's go! You
We have to finish the cap. Joel!
Joel.
Joel. What about it? Come on, guys. Oh shit, I don't know the exit.
Joel!
Alright. Oh, that's fine. Don't go chasing waterfalls, Thug!
They're all
Nice. I'm fucking. I'm a good sucker, bro. That's all.
Okay,
That's all you need.
I'm using Kyrie. Okay, no man.
Hey, Arissa 1, no fade. Moira 1, no fade. Nice.
Good finish.
I get that all the time from the female crowd.
Oh, what's it called? Creed left side. Bottom left. That is all. Go.
Go. Stay here.
Stayed in, they're all
Naded. Nice.
Your mechanics are good, but your brain sometimes is actually just dysfunctional. Like, holy shit.
I'm 14. What do you expect?
You actually, I literally look at you sometimes when you're playing, and you actually pick some of the stupidest shit.
Nice job, guys.
Whew. So we don't play map 5.
No!
There's no drawing. We win. There's no drawing.
Yeah, we're hearing.
I'm just telling you this.
Alex,
Absolutely can't.
why do you have a losing mentality?
Thing you got, and you're gonna win.
Cats.
2 minutes. You need 2 minutes. Hey guys, you want to attack or defense? Oh, we'd like to attack. All right.
Comms check submission.
Yes, I was about to say.
It's a man.
Right, what's this? I think Terry's the thing.
Dude.
Ready?
That's so disgusting.
Baby shark.
No, shut up. Deja vu only.
Only Eurobeat.
Yo,
Dude, you're right. A deja vu.
What's the thing?
Hey, go with the golden bob.
Oh, I feel robbed here. I had 4 gold medals.
Sorry. Okay, hold on. I got a question for y'all. What do you call a communist sniper?
Your mom.
A marksman?
Oh, guys, I don't know where my shadow went. I think I glitched. Can we restart?
Reset. Hug on our widow. It's right there, bro.
Is he? What?
Grab L cares. Hug going top left. Nolan.
Help!
Good job, guys.
Should I say do?
You're swapping his R. That's why, man. He's swapping his R. Guys. Come on.
Back, you fucking Bastion Warlord. I've actually committed fucking crimes. I go for!
IQ is the scope.
IQ is the scope.
He is the scope. It's true.
He's also the gun.
So, are we ready, guys? Yes.
Sorry, yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, that was an exciting comms check. Again, thank you to Falcon. You came through in the clutch this week doing
Big
both
time,
the
big time, big
montage
time.
and the comms check. Appreciate it, man. You came through big time for us. Excellent work as always. Let's get into the goods here, guys. That is prediction time. Or I'm sorry, announcement time first and foremost. We got a couple of announcements. First and foremost, pick your horse. Just there's a lot of people who don't realize where we're at on pick your horse right now, but it's not a pretty sight if you are a fan of Booth. Unfortunately for Booth, Booth is kind of a struggle on this one right now. He has not had really any success going in, but it's about where we're at here. Just to quickly show the current numbers, we have Bard sitting at an average plays of 2.5 in the pool. We hate this. Bard is somehow done amazing. Yeah, nobody can see you right now, thankfully. You're just holding the dab. You're gonna hold it for a while. So just a note, if anybody finishes below the field, below the dummy, or finishes last, you have to be punished with spicy stuff. Right now, both Booth and myself are looking to be in rough shape. Thug and NPC aren't that far ahead of the field, though. It's going to be close. So we will see who is punished on that on the first podcast of stage 2 coming up here in about 3 weeks. Feel judged. Anyways, all right. All right. Finally, really quick announcement, guys. Event week. Get your submissions in.
That's soon.
It's soon.
Yep.
Starting
oh my gosh.
not this week, but next week, we will be opening up the first lines of donations. That'll be your $5 donations to do the 1v1s with us on Monday. Again, you donate $5, you can 1v1 any one of us. That means myself. That means NPC. That means Thug. That means Bard. That now also means, as a new member of our cast, Captain Jack is now eligible to be nominated. You could take him on in a Reinhardt Fat Shatter duel. Just saying.
Chatty duel.
That's just saying. It could happen, guys.
All about the Sky Shatter.
$5 again. Donations go to Rise Above the Disorder that week. We raised $2,000 last year for an excellent cause. I hope to do the same again this coming season, if not better. So let's try to make that happen. Prediction time, everybody.
Wait, I have an announcement. I have another announcement.
Oh, announcement.
I saw the comms check, and unfortunately, Barbados will not be continuing in our tournament. From the entire team.
It's a shame you guys tried. You just decided to dab on the tier director during your stream and then submitted it to comms check. Maybe not the best choice.
Submitted it to comms. They'll never see it. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, they'll never see it. Yeah, exactly. Predictions time. Let's get through these really quick. We are starting off in the Harmony tier. We have Delta Threat taking on Void. Captain Jack, what do you think?
I mean, looking at the stats for all these matches, they're going to be close. So I'm going to throw it to Void 3-2 this week.
Thug, what do you think?
Yeah, I also go Void 3-2 because we're at both of those teams. That who knows what the teams are going to be because they're basically brand new. So I go 3-2 and I go Void.
NPC, what about you?
I played both of these teams and Get Off My Land beat one of them. So obviously the winner has got to be the stronger team. It's going to be Void over Delta Threat 3-1.
True.
Bard, last but not least.
I got Void 3-1 as well. Delta Threat have had the more recent roster changes. I think they're going to be struggling just a bit as they get back on track.
And Delta Threat comes up short in the public poll here, 9-1 in favor of Void. Void, the favorite in tomorrow's Harmony tier action. Let's take it over to Thursday. We got Discord tier. We got 2 teams. Again, we've talked about it already. Not the start they were looking for, but they have an opportunity to show their stuff here. Joey Esports versus SEAL Team Spuds. Captain Jack, what do you think?
I mean, I always love me some good fries, but I think Joey's going to be jumping over the competition. 3-2, baby.
Thug, what do you think?
I'm echoing. Jack, we're in sync today. I do pick Joey Esports over SEAL Team Spuds 3-1.
Ooh.
NPC, what do you think?
Oh, I think this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, but I got SEAL Team Spuds in this one. 3-1 over Joey Esports.
Last but not least, Bard.
I got Spuds winning this 3-2. I think both these teams are off to a rough start, and it's gonna be a punch out.
All over the map.
All right, and Seal Team Spuds coming away in your public poll here. 8-2 is the result on that. Transcendence tier action on Friday, recorded Wednesday. Pogfish taking on Clovers, Captain Jack.
So looking at this was really odd, but I'm going to give it to Pogfish, but it's going to be a close match. I think Clovers are, I think they're going to give them a fight for their money. So Pogfish 3-2 this week.
Right. Doug, what do you think?
Obviously, I'm picking Pogfish, and Pogfish is going to win 4-0. Match will be over in 45 minutes.
Wow, NPC.
Prediction.
Whoa, you know what? I think it's also going to be a 4-0, but take it away, Thug.
Pogfish.
There it is. That's who it's going to be.
Man.
Last but not least, Bard.
Pogfish, more like Pog 4-0.
Man.
The public agree. This one is heavily in the favor of Pogfish. Pogfish definitely the favorite. Do not count out Clovers, though. Counting out any team is a mistake. So never, on any given Friday, in this case, anything can happen. So your YouTube feature match this coming week, we have Jetpack Cats taking on Boop. A really, really good match between two Tranquility veteran teams. Captain Jack, who do you got in this one?
You know what? Jetpack Cats might be able to fly, but nothing stronger than the Boop. They're going to take it 3-2.
3-2. Boop or Jetpack Cats? Thug, what do you think?
I have Jetpack Cats in this one 4-0.
Whoa.
It's going to be a domination.
Wow. That's a statement right there.
Amen.
Big statement. NPC, what about you?
That's extremely bold. I think I'm going to actually predict we're going to have a draw on at least one map. I think it's going to be 2-1 Jetpack Cats.
2-1 Jetpack Cats. All right. Bard, wrap it up here. What do you think?
I also have Jetpack Cats winning, but I think it's going to be a 3-2. I think they're taking us all the way on this one.
And Jetpack Cats coming away in the public poll as well. And last but not least, your Twitter poll match. Again, to reiterate, this wasn't the winner, but because of the prospective forfeit for Twilight Foxes in the Arctic match, we went with this one as the second place winner. That's Fighting Potatoes taking on Nuclear. Let's get the calls out here, Captain Jack.
I think this time around, the fries gonna be spicy. Fighting Potatoes gonna fight their way against Nuclear 3-2.
Thuggington, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a 3-2 victory for Nuclear.
We're not friends anymore. NPC, what do you think?
I got 3 words for you. It's going to be a 4-0 for potatoes.
I like him. I like this guy. I like this guy over here. Yes. A good guy. He's a good guy. Bard, what do you think?
On my note sheet, I've written down Nuclear 3, Potatoes 3. I'm done trying to predict either of these teams. One of them will win.
Bard, you need better notes.
So brave. You're so brave.
Math. That does not work out.
Taters, then. I don't know. One of them will win. I've done with these teams.
Hashtag Bard was right. One of them will win.
The boldest prediction of the
best predictions right here.
Public poll came out. Fighting Potatoes ahead 9-2. We will see what comes out on that match on Wednesday. That is your final predictions of the night. We have 2 giveaways. Start off, NPC. What do you got?
Well, we got to do our giveaway, huh?
2 of them.
Well, that means I have to draw twice. All right, so let me do the first giveaway, and I need a random number generator, please. And the winner from last week's drawing is Pinhead.
Pinhead from the Good Boys. Right. Congrats, Pinhead, on that. Your giveaway winner this week.
All right, now let me do another random number generator. Okay, you were way ahead on that one. Let me type it in here. I gotta change my range here. Okay, all right. Thank you for dragging this out a little bit. Okay.
Hold on. I'll drag this out a little bit longer. All right. Drag out just a little bit longer.
I don't think we need to give it to this person again.
All right.
I don't know.
What?
Do we give it to a winner second time? Is that possible?
The season?
It's.
I mean,
they watch.
Okay, let me put it another way. Can a person win twice if it's Cryptic Force?
Yes.
Technically.
Okay, then yeah.
Yay!
Cryptic Force. Congratulations.
Right, I just want to make sure.
A new shirt to wipe your tears into after dropping
J
Prodigious. So
Hey, you get a shirt with a shark on it, dude.
No, he's actually he has the airstrike shirt, so now he needs
the Exodus shirt.
And last season I paid extra so that he would have a mighty bear.
That's true. That's true.
Smart,
you
very
did.
smart. That's really nice.
That's true. All right, guys. It's been a long cast.
Cryptic feeds.
It has been a very long cast, but it has been a fun one indeed. Week 4, as we say, crunch time.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. And next week, guys, we're going to break down week 4. We'll talk about where we think some of the top teams in each pool will finish. Looking forward to that. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Harmony tier action for Captain Jack, for Thug, for NPC, and Bard. I'm Mr. Yeti. We will see you guys next week.
YouTube.com/OW Tranquility.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.